Good morning, everybody. So how do you lose weight and gain muscle in 30 seconds? I know this sounds like a scam, but there seems to be some legitimacy here, and it's an area that I'm just beginning to explore. What motivated me to look into this is actually had nothing to do with what I'm about to talk about, at least directly, but I read a book by John Coates, The Hour Between Dog and Wolf, How Risk-Taking Transforms Body and Mind. It's this book here. It's showing backwards on my camcorder, but what can you do? Anyways, so basically the book was talking about how the effects of certain hormones on traders when they take huge risks, more specifically institutional traders, and how short-term risk has a positive benefit, but how long-term risk has a negative benefit. That's all I'm going to say about that for now. I'd like to do another video more related to this book, but for now, I'm going to leave it at that. So this caused me to explore further. Well, if it's true in the case of the circumstances of traders in dealing with stress, physical fitness is stress, and what if the same rule applies here, where short-term workouts actually have a greater benefit than long-term workouts? And then I started, of course, exploring on the internet, on Google and on YouTube, came across an individual fitness expert, Phil Campbell. I don't know what his dietary background is, but he wrote a book, Ready, Set, Go, Synergy Fitness. And so what I have been exploring with here are workouts where there are 30-second high-intensity intervals with 2 minutes rest. So what you're doing is, for 30 seconds, you could, and it doesn't matter what the workout is. You could be running, you could be cycling, you could be lifting weights. But what you do is, for 30 seconds, you give it all you got, and I mean everything you have. If you feel like you can give more after the 30 seconds, you haven't gone the full intensity. It has to be everything. You're spending all your physical might in that 30 seconds, and then you stop. And for 2 minutes or around 2 minutes, whatever it takes for your body to recover and for your respiratory system and cardiovascular system to return to normal, you rest. And it's, depending on how fit you are, it's usually about 2 minutes. And then you do this again, and you do this 7 times. Now, the beauty of this is your whole workout is good. Okay, the actual physical intensity part of it is about 3.5 minutes. Your resting time is about 14 minutes. So you've done a complete workout in under 20 minutes. That's amazing. And then you rest for 48 hours after that. You don't do it again the next day. Now, that doesn't mean you can't work out the next day, but it should be light, very light. And this is hard for me to, this is a real shift in my thinking here, because traditionally, I've been I love long workouts. Oh yeah, the longer the better, Running has been my thing for a number of years, and if a week went by where I didn't do a 30K or 40K or a 50K run, I just didn't feel like I had a good week's workout. Love the long runs, and I thought that was the way to do it. The longer, the better. But it's wrong thinking. The longer you go, you increase your cortisol levels, and it has the opposite effect of what you want to have: weight loss and muscle growth. So now there are some rules here that you need to follow before you do the workout. For example, it's good to have your last meal 2 to 3 hours before going to bedtime, so don't eat anything a couple of hours before going to bed. And when you get up in the morning, ideally the morning time is the best time to do this. Before you have breakfast, do your workout. So you're doing it on an empty stomach. Why? Because you want to keep your insulin levels low. because you don't want it to interfere with which I'm going to talk about next. It's called growth hormones. So now, if that's just too much for you, you can have a banana or something small, but don't have your main breakfast before doing this workout. You can replenish yourself afterwards. If morning time is not a good time for you, let's say lunchtime is a better time for you, then wait a few hours. Don't have anything to eat a few hours before doing this, okay? So, those are the basic rules. And again, when you do have this workout, do it again in the next 48 hours, not every day. The benefits are, well, it's what is happening. What you're promoting here is the release of growth hormones. And this is what is causing muscle growth, bone density, and fat burning. And that's exactly what you want, especially when you're older, like myself. I'm 54 years old. And you know what happens as you get older? Your body starts to slow down when it comes to the production of growth hormones and testosterone. And so this is a way of keeping the levels up. And that's very important, because one thing that does happen with aging is the loss of muscle and bone mass. You don't want that. That's not good. So, and also weight gain around the belly. That's another problem. So this way, you're keeping your growth hormones high. And this is being, they've done tests after doing a high exertion exercise and testing the blood for growth hormones. It goes through, the test results go through the roof. It wouldn't be legal in a sport. So this is fascinating stuff. Whereas the long-term workouts have the opposite effect. So, and this is really great news for those who have a busy schedule. Because, probably it's not that people don't want to exercise, it's just that they don't have the time, because it's a lot of work going to just getting to the gym perhaps, and then getting changed into your workout clothes, and then doing your workout for an hour or two. It takes up such a big chunk of your day that you get discouraged. You can't practically fit it in. This is practical. 20 minutes. Now you can go 45 minutes. You can go an hour, but don't go past an hour. But let me tell you something. I've been trying this out. It would be pretty tough if you're really doing this correctly. To go beyond half an hour would be difficult, because it will totally exhaust you. Now, I don't mean beyond the ability to function, but you're going to get a complete workout in that short period of time, and the benefits will stay with you for the next 48 hours. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. There is a warning, though. I think if you're not physically fit, if you haven't worked out in a while, you're not sure about your health condition, first of all, get a complete physical. Go to the doctors, get your blood tested, get everything checked. Make sure you're in good shape. The last thing you want is just to jump into something crazy like this and cause your heart to explode, because your arteries are full of plaque and you've just moved everything around. The plaque clogs up, arteries get clogged, and bango, you die. You don't want that. So make sure you know what the status of your health is. And then, if you haven't worked out in a while, you got to condition yourself to this, because you don't want to injure yourself. So I put that warning out there. Take heed of that. So this is a great way to work out. I think it's a good workout to incorporate into the low-fat, high-carb vegan lifestyle. And that's all I got to say about this. I'm still in the early days of experimenting with this style of workout. Again, it's going against everything I've believed in the past. It's a real shift in thinking, but it's exciting. It's challenging. So take care. Have a great day, and carb up.